People, welcome to the Politricks Watch. This is RP. Now, today I'm going to be talking about SSL, Scam Stocks Limited. You probably forget about the whole saga because we know say the public have short-term memory. I carry out the story big, no carry it important. By a week or two, the most gone and forgotten. But this is important. It's really important in my opinion. Now, the latest big update is that it turns out the government, that's the Irish government, will pay $14 million of taxpayers' money to keep the the financial institution open. Them say this is to, help protect jobs of employees and all them things. Now, of course, if you're the type of person who believe that, then link me for a unicorn. Let's do a brief recap. Remember, the Jamaican masses were pro-scamming, pro-financial fraud, which is what scamming is. It just takes various forms. Them say nobody dies when somebody gets scammed out of their money. If you empty out somebody's account, if you trick somebody into this and that, and nobody dies. What's the big deal? We even saw so-called educated folk. They idolized and defended scammers. Until somebody popular got scammed. Sound familiar? Same with badness, murder, death and destruction. Them love badness, love bad man. The man them want parrot bad man, all the man a bad man. The woman them want gunman in she hole. 87 in she hole, she like that. Until somebody popular or somebody them want get murdered, then all of a sudden somehow them flip the switch. None of them do it, but them flip the switch, and they're now the loudest voices against this and that until 3 weeks blow off or the person get buried. Then back to same old. But they love to become the moral authority on these matters, even though they're the same people who were pro scamming. A lot of people alone, they go like, say, if somebody want to get scammed in nonsense, okay, well, the victims are nonsense. Why not say you say nonsense? Just say nonsense and left alone. That's not what you were saying, though. Remember, you saying both got tipped off. Jody and Pantan got thrown under the pro box, not even under the bus, under the pro box. Remember, it wasn't FSC who do no investigations and then start to bring down the whole scam. It got tip off, and then from little things snowball. Then they might say, oh, we didn't know this, and we didn't hear this, and we had tried this, and FSC, the group of experts that are tasked to rein in rogue financial bodies like Scam Stocks Limited, had their thumbs up their noses the whole time. Then when you say them fire look at one man, make it look like them serious. They come, or get rid of him. Uncle some people then call that the patsy. Just a little fall guy. Make it look like somebody do something. Then when you say the government take over SSL, all kind of big statements start make. That was a brief recap. Now we are here say, and this is according to Nationwide News, who is actual news and not little YouTubers. Say that's $14 million a month. I have to go towards SSL. Listen to this. And this is a quote from Nationwide, as me say. Jamaican taxpayers will be asked, hold on, I'm gonna stop this one. I'm gonna stop this one. Not asking now go on. I tell him. And even by taxpayers will be asked. Nobody not ask nothing. I'm gonna tell you say SSL I get 14 million a month. There's no asking here. This is the illusion of choice. There's no asking, because nobody never asked me nothing, them not ask you nothing. I'm gonna tell you say SSL I get this. Alright. Let me continue. Jamaican taxpayers will be asked to pay more than $14 million monthly. Me hear the National Security Minister and make some statement regarding the witness program, how much them pay a month. Sorry, how much them pay a year and this and that. Right. No worry, I get into that. But 14 million a month to keep scandal plagued investment firm Stocks and Securities Limited, aka Scam Stocks Limited, right, in operation for the foreseeable future. You know what foreseeable future mean? Them don't know when that going in. Foreseeable future or foreseeable future, right, means say, right, it's indefinite. Right. Mean that could be 1 year, it could be 100 years. Who knows? It goes on to state, in addition to the salary bailout, right, for SSL employees, taxpayers are also being called on to fund the firm's operating expenses and legal fees, which by the way is probably where the bulk of the money go. Right? Especially the legal fees for the courtroom expensive. That bill at a minimum will cost 14 million monthly at a minimum. When was the last time you do anything Iron Man and somebody give a budget, right, and that you come out to? Everything gone over budget. So that 14 million there probably going to be 25. But we could work it for them 14. The full cost of the lifeline, because that's what it is, a lifeline to SSL, remains unclear. Let me repeat that. I want the Jamaican public, the Jamaican taxpayer, to hear this line. The full cost of the lifeline to SSL remains unclear. Them don't know and them can't even tell you. Well, they probably know, but them not going to tell you. It is also unclear how long taxpayer intervention will last. Those things are unclear to the public, to the taxpayer. Right? To the ordinary man in the street, to the peasants. That's who's unclear to. Right? The man them, the big wigs them know it very clear. For them, yeah, it clear like them on 40-40 vision. Not even 2020. Dr. Clark, who is the finance minister in case you live under a big rockstone, has committed to providing the full sum once a complete financial picture emerges. Whether it emerges or not, the man get it, cut the crap. Of note, the finance minister revealed the sums needed to keep SSL afloat are not a loan, as SSL has no viable financial future. Key. It's not a loan. In other words, the taxpayer now get back nothing. In other words,
you wire your money to me, don't call my phone back, I chop you get chop.
Don't call back my phone. Right. SSL are telling you right now, you not get back nothing. Taxpayers not get back nothing. Chop you get chop. As SSL has no viable financial future, so they must say SSL is a dead donkey, but we could still keep pumping money into it. This right here, so is S-rank level scamming. This is a level of thievery and con artist history. And left ventricalism that is so great we can't help but bad mind it. I want to understand what I'm going on, sir. You're not helping out the employees' salaries, you're bailing out your campaign donors and then friend them. This is the Irish aristocracy. Big wigs looking out for each other. Bro, no worry, we can't make you lose. We can't make you sink. Right? Don't worry, we just use those dummies to help you out through your lifeline. What dummies, you ask? The taxpayer. SSL is a private company. When since the government start bail out failing private companies just so for the foreseeable future, and it's not a loan and the taxpayer not getting no tight. Right. If you see, if they were bailing out SSL and then the taxpayer now owns SSL, right? And then one day SSL I go start function again, and then the money I go now go back to the taxpayer. We have an argument. But them say there is no viable future for SSL, it's dead. So the taxpayer money I go. Who you think is going to SSL go in a business? Who you think are walking at SSL now and say, here you go, here's some of my money, look after it for me. It has no viable future. About no employees. But at least, if them did I say, well, the taxpayer go fund it, $40 million a month, but then now the taxpayer own 70% of the company. And then if SSL turn themselves around, then 70% of the company will come back to the taxpayer, and we're going to use that money there, wouldn't it? I mean, that would also still be unicorn, but at least it's stew unicorn, it's curry unicorn, which tastes nice and can digest. Because if them say, well, SSL is now publicly owned, well, I mean, we can have an entire different argument on quote-unquote publicly owned, which is, in my opinion, also unicorn need. And that's those two words are normally put together to make the naive public feel good. Right? You don't own none. JUTC is quote-unquote publicly owned. Trust me, Mr. Taxpayer, you don't own none. Alright, hire and fire who you want. Since you own it. Decide what type of bus them buy then, since you own it. Anyone know. And the public official do that. Right? The head of this and the chairman of that. Right? And the minister of this. And whoever in a for them ears and pocket actually have more sway on that quote-unquote publicly owned company than you, general public. That's another day. Companies die every day. Businesses die every day. Government don't care about no staff salary. If you have one business that go under, it simply go under. If you have 500, alright, if me I run a company right now, if my unicorn business go under, 500 employees, right, I have to go find the next work. Government doesn't go, no, we can't make so much people lose. We need to step in and keep paying them salaries for the foreseeable future. Foreseeable future? Which business? Is there anybody up there who have a business that failed and the government step in and tell us, say, they want to keep pay salary for the foreseeable future? Government no business about no staff salary. All you got here is tough luck, go find the next work. I wonder if you can put that up on a slogan. Right, government, tough luck, find the next work. That's it. Now, the learned experts might argue that, well, the government after this because the government step in. And they might say, well, Article 5, Chapter 2, Stanza 1, Paragraph 19 states that if this and if that. Alright, let's explore that. So, what type of circus them are run where you say to a financial institution, in the very unlikely event we have to step in and take over, we will cover all your operating expenses and court fees. What kind of Mickey Mouse deterrent is that? If you want to stop a company from doing SSL do, right? If you're saying that, so if the law allows this, if some legislation or some policy allows this, what kind of deterrent is that? Clearly that would have been put in place, again, for the bigwigs, right? No, say, no matter what, we have your back. Because you're too connected to feel. You can't feel like everybody else. Right? Like a good friend, we'll be there. What are you telling these companies? Even if we catch you a thief, and it's not every company, it's just like the SSLs and them type. Even if we catch you a thief, and we step in, we're going to cover all the expenses. So, they can't lose. Just think about it now. Me run a company, quote unquote financial institution. You're going to tell me, say, me can rob billions, hide it, and then when you eventually step in, you take over all my expenses? Sounds like a win-win to me. Can be done to the billions already, and now me have to pay staff and me have to pay lawyer fee, but you're going to take over the party. You're going to pass it on to the taxpayer. And I keep the billions my thief. What a life. Must be nice. This is what happens when the public deludes themselves. They think the head cook and chief buckle washer them actually have any power. Right? Some of these bodies them set up with them claims say it's supposed to keep these people in line and check. Cut the crap. But you think FSC was going to check the Crosby family? You think anybody in FSC was going to pull up on the Crosby? Let me tell you something here. I'll put you in line. It's not going to happen. People go back and check some of the people who run FSC, and you'll see they have more in common with the Crosbys than they do with you. You think your interest is going to surpass that of them bridging? Unicorns for sale. This is why when I make certain speech about big titles and big title, people want to get upset. I'm trying to say that's not real power. I'm trying to say the person who gave the big title, them have the power. Because in all the years of Ironman, how often do we see people at the very, very top, right, get checked and put in line when time them thief and ram and do all kind of foolishness? Right. How often do you see? Enough of them are thief and rob for years. SSL, right? Can't be alone. And how did SSL get exposed? It wasn't the big title, it wasn't the head of the protection and making sure an investigation. These are all those fancy titles for one desk. End of the day, it came down to a tip-off. As somebody whispering that you see in ears, as somebody whisper to that somebody, whisper to that somebody there. So what purpose these bodies serve? Who these bodies serve? Whose interests are they there to protect? Certainly not mine. Not yours. Right. Let me say, the man them rob you seen in a broad daylight. And then the government stepped in and covered them expenses. Even the response. Right. But telling if I'm see how you see and team respond, I know it's over. Right. He can run 100 meters in 7 seconds if he want. Them people here, right, we chop him. Them people here got real powers. Them people here help put the people who you run up and down behind the hot sun in a power. Notice even the way how you see in team response, it was so cordial. Right. You think you can rob the same bolt, right, and think so quiet, but people respond to different people, right, in different ways. Right. You think they would come out, say, sci-fi, rob Usain Bolt, $1 billion. You think say you'd hear, well, I'm living up to the lawyer. This is a whole different level of monster right now. This is a monster, right, that is so bold. It devoured Ironman's most famous son, at least most famous living son. Definitely top 5 ever lived. And there are not 5 Jamaicans that's ever lived more famous than Usain Bolt worldwide. And they said, yeah, don't care, still chop him. And when they don't chop him, tell them to Gina and the punt and be by herself. Irie. Gina and the punt and tell them who set it up. But we never need no confession for that. But obvious. Anyway, Ultra Squad, pick up on yourself. Yeah, you don't know, more life. Ultra Squad, see you circling. Bless.